excellent flyers. They often choose to roost and nest in underground burrows that they take over from badgers, foxes, and ground squirrels. Unlike most owl species, they are most effective during the day, and their diet is mostly insects, along with some rodents, amphibians, and reptiles. They can turn their head all the way to the back due to extra neck bones. Due to the dramatic decline of the wild population, the burrowing owl is considered to be a species of greatest conservation and needs to be the state of Texas. Facts. Among the 54 countries that make up Africa, over 3,000 languages are spoken. The continent's climate character includes arid desert, tropical savanna, equatorial rainforest, and temperature zones. The Cardwell Zoo is home to animals from each of Africa's climate zones. Africa contains the world's longest river, the Nile, stretching from Tanzania to Egypt, where it meets the Mediterranean. Africa is home to the largest land mammal on planet Earth, the elephant. The world's tallest land animal lives in Africa, the giraffe. Africa is also home to the world's fastest land mammal, the cheetah. The fastest bird, the peregrine falcon, can also be found on the continent. Africa contains over 2,400 bird species and over 1,100 mammal species. And here you can find the bat-eared fox, which you just saw, and they were right next to you. And this, I'm guessing, is the map of Africa. Oh, we got a zebra, we got a lion, and a rhinoceros. Animals under threat. Helping wildlife is integral to the mission of the Cardwell Zoo. That's why we are home to a vast array of threatened and endangered species. By supporting the Cardwell Zoo, we also help to protect the animals in the wild. Okay, these are some animals under threat. The African elephant, African lion, African penguin, a ladraba giant tortoise, a alligator, snapping turtle. So it's an alligator and a snapping turtle. That's crazy. Anyways, Atwater's prairie chicken, Bengal tiger, bison, black and white Columbus, black rhinoceros, bobwhite quail, bongo, cheetah, Chile, flamingo, mountain top tamarind. That's just some more. We'll see the rest later. Cercopithecus wolf. A native of Central Africa, this monkey contributes to the vitality of the forests in which it lives by spreading seeds and pollinating plants. Explore more. The troops live together among the trees of lowland forests. They feed mostly on fruit along with nectar, insects, and some leaves. So they're kind of like bees. Males communicate by making a loud booming call raising their special air sacs in their vocal chamber. rhinos have a prehensile lip that is useful for browsing on vegetation. Guys, I just noticed something crazy. I decided to come here to stretch, but it said giraffe stretch. Flex habitat is an animal enrichment space where various species temporarily occupy the space, leaving their scents behind to be discovered and investigated by the next animal to visit. Jump about 10 feet high and 20 feet horizontally. The use of stealth, powerful jaws, and ability to pounce on prey from afar contributes to their apex predator status in the Amazon rainforest.